How is your business going?
It's going good. Thank you for asking. I love your earrings. Oh my gosh, they're so
Thank
pretty.
you so much. Thank you so much. I'm surprised you're seeing them though.
Oh yeah, I can see them.
Yes, yes. Thank you. So good to have you in the studio today. And imagine if I was obedient, maybe I would have looked like you today on the blue. But I was like, no way. Maybe because I love colors. So that's it.
That's it.
Anyway, let's do it. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go on. Like you're not in the group, right?
Well, I don't think I'm in the group.
You didn't join yet. Yeah, we send you the email. Maybe you didn't see it, but that's okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
send it to me again and I will I'll join.
sure, because we just the experts are just like taking it on, like some of them even take like their 45 minutes to just share whatever they have. Some take
Okay.
less. So it's not anything, you're not under no. So I'm not asking no question like that. It's only if we get question after you do your speech from the audience or any VIP join us, then that's when you answer question. And if not, once you finish, I ask you how they're going to connect you. That's just the only thing I do, okay?
Okay,
So
sounds good.
just letting you know, yeah. So we're going live now. It's gonna put us on Facebook. It's already recording, but we'll do the editing when we
Tag
leave.
me when you do that and I'll what do you call it? I'll share it on my team, on my page.
Sure, sure. Let me go to Facebook. People I know they're already waiting because I was there earlier. We had our first speaker and we finished and I was waiting for you. So let's do this. Nice seeing you again today. All right. Challenges to Champion community. We are back. As you guys know, it's day 2 of our Challenges to Champion Summit. So we are just, as we have been doing, let us know if you can hear us so they will make it easy for us to continue. Yes, let us know if you can hear us, you can see us and everything. Yes, we have, as I announced earlier, you can't afford to miss our coach in the house today. Just like I said, she was just wrapping up a coaching call that she did this morning. That's how much on fire that she is. So you don't have to take me for the word when I say, don't miss this coach, don't miss this coach. She's on fire, she's on fire, she's on fire. Oh my God. I'm in the mood to dance this morning. What is going on now? Who is bringing the spirit of dance in the house? Oh my God, it must be our coach. So ladies, are you ready? Let me know if you're ready, if you can see us, hear us.
Yay.
And I'm still looking for us in the group to make sure that everything is ready. I'm still, okay, we are right here. We are right here. Yes, yes. My hand, oh no, I didn't do that. I was trying to dance. So bring down my hand. So, so we are here. Yes, everything is on and we are ready to run. And once again, welcome to, the Wisdom of 21 Winning Women and their lessons. And you guys know the purpose for this summit. Actually, we just announced this summit is going to be a yearly thing. So get yourself ready in the month of March. We're going to be having this amazing winning women. Some of them come back or some of the new ones. And we're just going to keep building new, strong women. So that is
Yes.
that's what my speakers are here for, to build new, strong women. Women who will just take up their life wherever they are right now and start running and refuse to let challenges stop them. So even with all that you guys have heard since yesterday, we are here to empower you, to inspire you, to educate you by just showcasing all our amazing speakers in the house. And let me tell you something, put that comment below if you have not been getting all that blessing that will be bringing. Let me know. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna do that. Good. Put that below if you guys have not been enjoying all the amazing speakers, right? They've just been amazing. I know some of us didn't even sleep last night going through going through their training, their coaching, their insight. They were just so powerful. And I'm so happy for the next day. So with that said, with no further ado, I'm going to welcome our coach in the house. I told them that we live in the same state.
Yay,
Yes.
yes, our Florida girls.
Yes. All our speakers, I believe you're the only one that live in the same state with me. So it's just so like, oh my God, you're closer than
So we
ever.
need more people here in sunny Florida.
Hey, that is true. And I love how Tampa is coming up though. Tampa is really becoming great. And
Yes.
I was so blessed being there on the 3rd of February, and I like, oh my God, the last time I came here wasn't this, like a wow, look, so I'm so glad for you. And anyway, ladies, we're just doing that so we can make sure that all of you are on. So Coach, I'm going to just give it to you. Let them know who you are, what you do, who you serve, your journey, your turning point, all about those challenges that led to the champion that you are today, and take it away.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here with you guys all. Everybody on Facebook, welcome. And Facebook is my favorite place to be at. And I just want to thank Dr. Joy for having me on today. And yes, so my name is Pearl Chiarenza, and I am a mental fitness life coach. I love to help women step in the power of the word no. So if you're watching this, I want you, I don't care where you're at, I don't care who you're next to, roll down your window if you're driving and listening. But when we say no, what comes to your mind? Like, we think of guilt when we say no to others. We think people aren't going to like us. All these saboteuring like things that come and judging things that come in our brain, right? But I want you to know, no is a complete sentence, just like yes is, no is as well. So I want you to learn to start saying no as happy as you say yes. So with the count of 3, I don't care where you're at, look at the person next to you, but I want you to yell out loud the word no. 1, 2, 3. No. Because doesn't it feel
No.
good? And say it, if you have to say it every morning because you're so afraid to say it, I want you to do that. You see, for me, you heard me say at first who I was, but I used to walk and live with titles. I used to say I was a mom, a wife, all these titles. I was a volunteer, whatever those titles I wore. And in 2015, at the end of taking an identity and destiny course, we had to give our I am statement. And I still couldn't figure out who the heck I was. I sat across the table from a friend of mine, Shannon Carlton, and she called me out on it. And she's like, "Hey, where are you? Because I still hear you say everything about being a wife, and I hear you talk a lot about your son Matt, but I don't hear you say a lot about Nate." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, who the heck am I?" Like, I really couldn't figure. I couldn't believe I was sitting there after 6 weeks going, "What have I done?" So I decided 2015, we sent our son Matt off to college. I decided I really had to figure out who I was. But before I could do that, I also needed to reconnect with my son Nate. You see, he is such a smart kid, could build computers, very independent like I was. And as I did that, I then went on that journey to learn to say no to others and yes to myself. But it's not easy because, Dr. Joy, I have all those negative thoughts. Oh, they're not going to like me. They think I'm selfish, all those things we allow that judge and that saboteur to put in our head. So therefore, I decided I needed to do something. I needed to make a commitment. So I decided I was going to say no to something 3 times during the day. So how was I going to do that? I decided in order to do that, I needed a reminder. So I grabbed a rock and I put the rock in my pocket. Now, it wasn't this big. This is my rock on my desk. It says gratitude on one side, my heart on the other side. I have a little one downstairs that I take with me still to this day when I leave the house. But I put it in my pocket or stuck it in my bra strap if I didn't have pockets. And I made a commitment that I was going to say no to something 3 times a day. And if at the end of the day, when I got home, I still had not said enough no's, I had to open my email or text messages and say Pick something to say no to. Now, here's a beautiful thing that happened. It took me probably a good 30, 40 days, like a habit usually does. However, I started realizing that all the yeses I had said over the years were really closing doors for others. Because maybe Dr. Joy would have asked me to do this summit today, and I would be like, oh, yeah, I want to do it. Sounds great. But maybe I wasn't a coach that could do this, right? Can speak on this and has some training on this. So then I would show up for you, Dr. Joy. I'd be like, oh, I got to go do this thing for Dr. Joy today, right? And so I started realizing that maybe I can connect somebody to that can say the yes, right? So maybe Dr. Joy asked to do this summit and it wasn't my jam. And I might say, oh my gosh, I know this great business coach. Let me introduce you to Julie, right? So therefore, I was saying no to you, but giving you a connection. I've started becoming known as a connector. Ask Pearl, she might know somebody. Ask Pearl, she's been to something, right? And as I did that, I realized when I look back, all those yeses I had said was really shutting doors for others. And if you're like me, that's a people pleaser, to overcome people pleasing addict and using a rock was very hard, right? But as a people pleaser, I realized, oh my gosh, I could have been helping so many other people that I closed the doors to. So I decided to make that commitment that if it's a no for me, who do I know that I can introduce you to help you? And so I went on this journey. And as I did this, that's where I came up with the word SHERO. Now, people hear the word SHERO and they think, oh, it's a female hero. No, for me, as I learned to say the word no, I found myself becoming stronger in saying the word no and realizing, like I had you practice, that no is a complete sentence, that I can say it as happy as I say yes. So as I became stronger in the word no and doing things that brought me joy, I found myself happier. I wasn't getting stressed out. And if you're a mom and you're listening, or even a dad, and your life is so busy, and your kid comes in and says, "Hey, mom, can you make me a grilled cheese sandwich?" and you're about stressed out over it, I realized I wasn't having those moments anymore. I realized I became happier in my life. I wasn't stressed out. I was showing up happier to things that I love to do, and with the people I would love. As I became stronger and happier, I then became empowered to do the things that I like to do. I would have never thought as I went on this journey that I would become the speaker I am today, become the coach I am today, right? I started becoming empowered to do things like writing a book. Who, me, write a book, be in a book? I would have never imagined that. Because I made the choice to start showing up for me with the word no, that was happening. And here's a beautiful thing that happened. As I was doing these things, as I became stronger, as I became happier, as I became empowered to do things I love to do, I would walk into rooms and people were like, Pearl, like, have you lost weight? Like, did you just like get your hair done? Like, I had this glow about me. I call it the glow up, the radiance. I became radiant in my life. And you guys, when all those things start happening, start showing original person, showing up as putting your DNA. And for me, it's that God put in my DNA that I was going to become a teacher. It came a different path than I thought it was going to be, but I was going to become a teacher. Somebody who could come out and teach what I have learned. Somebody who can show up as that original person I'm meant to be. And as you show up as the original person you're supposed to be, what happens is you pour into you. The beautiful thing is you start sharing it with others and they start walking away. They start learning through my coaching class that I do. We have our SHERO method. They start learning how to become that SHERO they are. We have weekly communities, our weekly SHERO community of women. We get together, we celebrate the triumphs, we learn how to say no, and we overcome the challenges together. And so had I not made that decision in 2022, I didn't realize how important being a SHERO was going to show up for me in my life. You see, July 21st, we unfortunately lost, 22nd, excuse me, we lost our son, Matthew, at 25 years old in a tragic car accident. Now, I want to take you back 2 days before that happened. You see, 2 days before that happened, my son was a great football player. We were in the garage and he's like, "Hey, mom, can you give me a bottle of water?" I took a bottle of water and I chucked it to him. I threw it. He's a football player. I never had a great arm throwing stuff at him. And he said to me, Oh my gosh, mom. I'm so glad you finally got an arm on top of finding yourself because he had been watching me. My boys, our kids watch us. They watch this journey we're on, right? He had seen me step into that being that SHERO. He had even asked me before, how do you do it, mom? How do you, with everything you've been through, how do you still show up for yourself and be happy about it? And I sat and I talked with him because I learned to put my cape on first. So for him to tell me that 2 days before he passed away, it really inspired me to keep doing what I'm doing. Because here's the thing, if you've lost somebody, whether it's a child, whether you're going through a divorce, whatever that loss is, you have this grief process. But losing a child is the hardest thing ever. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. And because I was showing up, I made a commitment to still continue to be that SHERO I am today in honor of Matthew. Now, trust me, it wasn't easy. It's not been easy. I still have days. I mean, I get grief insomnia. 2 days ago, I was up all night long for not being able to sleep. It doesn't mean that every day is easy to put my cape on. However, I know if I don't put my cape on, I'm not going to be able to be the person I want to be. And that means it's okay if I have a day that says I want to lay in my PJs all day and cry all day, I can do that. As long as I remember the tools in my toolbox, that mental fitness, that judge and saboteur, as long as I remember I have those tools to sage her, to tell her, you know what, it's going to be a rough day today, but we've got this together. In my SHERO method in our SHERO League, we talk about that. How do we sage that negative self-talk? Things as simple as rubbing your fingers together can help calm that down. And so as I went through this journey, I realized I wasn't alone. So 2015, when I went on this journey to become the coach I am today, it became my goal to reach out to other women to say, it's life can be hard. Things are going to come your way. And if I used to talk about this a lot, and it means more to me now that I've lost my son than anything, I want you to remember that life is short. And if you don't show up for you first, if you don't put your cape on first, you cannot be there the way you want to be for those that you love, those that your business, whether it's your career, whatever that is that you want to show up for, you're not going to show up as what you want to 100% unless you learn the power of the word no to others and yes to yourself. Because I'm going to ask you a tough question. If tomorrow you weren't here and all your friends and family could say to you or say at your eulogy is what they saw you do for yourself, can they name at least 3 things at the top of their head they saw you do? I will tell you, as I found myself, as I learned to step in the word no, my family will tell you they saw me sit in my front porch swing. I have a swing that's as big as a twin bed. And I tell everybody that's in a community, even way over in Orlando, if you need a day away, my swing is here. Come out and lay on it. I don't care. You don't have to tell me. I don't need to visit you. Enjoy it. They will tell you that I took off on an airplane for staycations. They will tell you that I went away for a weekend. I'm in Florida, as Dr. Joyce said. I went away for a weekend at the beach. They will tell you they saw me do those things. Or they'll tell you that I went and had many and petties with my boys, had conversations with them, because you have to remember that self-care isn't selfish either. You can have self-care with those you love or at your job. It's a matter of what are you creating? I created that self-care with my kids. My oldest and I, we would go have mani-pedis together. Our tech would always laugh at us because we would have conversations. He was 16 years old, getting ready to go off to college in a couple of years. Our conversations became around girls, came around school, came around sex, and all those things. We had those conversations. When I go to the movies with my son, he was into computers and coding. I would ask conversations about that because it's clueless to me. It's not my jam, right? But I was engaging and doing things with them that brought me joy while I was still learning and pouring into them. So if you are listening and you cannot think of something that your family is going to say, if they're going to say they saw you work a lot, they saw you volunteer a lot, they saw you do so much for others, I want you to stop. I want you to DM me, and I want you to put the word SHERO in there because I want to talk to you about some simple steps you can do to create habits that will allow you to start showing up for yourself first. Because as I said, I learned, I've talked about this before my son passed. But even so, on July 22nd of 2022, that when he passed, even more important, that life showed me we're not promised tomorrow. If you're working a job, they're going to slide somebody else into your seat within 8 hours of you being gone, probably. And if you have your own business, what legacy are you leaving behind? Because if you're not creating a legacy with it, your business will probably shut down. But if you wanted to carry on to somebody else, what are you creating? But really, how are you showing up for yourself? Because tomorrow, when you are here and your family wants your attention, when you say yes to yourself and no to others, you're going to be there 100% of the time. So I want to leave you with that. I don't know how much time we had, Dr. Joy, but I just want, that's my message. I want you to understand that there are ways to do this. Some of the things that I do, I'll share a little bit about some of my background, my coaching. I am a mental fitness life coach. We work on positive intelligence, which is called the PQ. So that's a 6-week course that we teach you simple steps that you can do every day for a minute or two during your day that helps to sage and calm those thoughts that tell you, well, why are you going to do that? You shouldn't be doing that. Who wants to hear you? I was just coaching with one of my clients. She's like, yeah, my family member thinks, well, you're not a therapist. So why are you talking about that? Coaches and therapists go together really, really well. And so we have our PQ course that we teach. I created it as I take the 6-week and make it a little longer for 10 weeks. We have that. It's like I said, it helps you sage those negative thoughts. It helps you stand in front of the mirror. And instead of telling yourself that, oh, I look horrible today, you can tell yourself, look at that wrinkle I have right there. I have that wrinkle because I was crying over the loss of my son. Look at that roll I have there because you just had a baby, girlfriend, and you look amazing, right? So you'll learn those things to tell yourself. Our SHERO community, if you just want to be part of a community and start small and just be around somebody and other women that have been through some challenges and have overcome those challenges and are working on self, come join us. Again, all you got to do is DM SHERO and I will help you with that. I'll introduce you to our SHERO League. We allow you to come visit once or twice. And then if you want to do more, we could talk about that. The really cool thing that we do, this is one of my favorite things I do, Dr. Joy, or Reverend Joy. I'm sorry, I keep calling you doctor. I do that with you all the time, but she's like a doctor too. So, hey, all right, Reverend Joy, sorry about that. So the other thing we do, Reverend Joy, is that we have an annual pajama retreat. We go to the Gulf Shores of Alabama. So ladies, lean in. If you want to get away and you want to just hang in your PJs for about 4 days and you don't want to have any kids, husband, job, anything bothering you, you need to come to our pajama retreat. It's September 12th to September 16th. We are in our pajamas, no makeup, girlfriends. The really cool thing about this, what you arrive into the retreat, you can drive home in for the retreat. So all you need is your clothes you come in, maybe 2 pairs of BJs, and that's the easiest packing you'll ever do because you don't need any makeup. And it's our soulful self-care. It's our 8th annual retreat. We do yoga on the beach. We have photo shoots. We have really great activation things that we do. I'm not going to tell you some of those things are a lot of fun, but if you really want to do something like that and get away for a few days, all you have to do again is DM retreat to me at the DMs. Just put retreat and I will get you all the information. Or if you're like, I can't wait for Pearl to tell me, you can go to wslivingretreats.com. That's wslivingretreats.com. We have like 9 spots left, you guys. We're in the Gulf Shores of Alabama. We're on the beach. It's really quiet in September there. So we're going to have a blast. You'll meet 23 other amazing PJ sisters that will become lifelong friends for you. So if you're ready to become the SHERO you're meant to be, if you're ready to start showing up stronger, start being happier, start to become empowered to do something you've been putting on a bookshelf, if you're ready to be radiant in your life, just show up as that original person you want to be. It's time for you to DM me, SHERO, because I will help you get there. Just give me a toe, and within 6 weeks, you'll have your whole self stretching yourself.
Always know that the fire is in the house. Oh my God. Thank you so much, our coach, Paul, in the house today. Ladies, you're not allowed to watch the Facebook when I'm talking to you guys. Today is this way and is this way. I don't know which way to watch. Ladies, oh my God. Did you guys just hear that fire? Just being in the atmosphere of our coach Paul today. It just so like what a power way to continue our month of March, which is in fact, she just did something, with this Shiro to me remind me of this month, the month of March, where every lady here need to be part of the community that celebrates them. That's what Shiro does. Like, okay, take time for yourself. Say no when you have to. Because trust me, that's a big thing. Many of us don't know how to say no when we have to, because we just believe everybody should come first and we come last, and we are never happy. I'm actually telling my last baby there that was actually how I lived my life up till I came crashing 20, in fact, from 2019, just call it like that. From 2019, I came crashing. I realized that every yes, listen to me, ladies, I hate to talk about it because it brings me to that emotional place, but I still want to tell you that in 2019, I realized that every opportunity I had to say no, that I didn't say no to, end up hurt me so badly that every yes I said was meaningless. To the people I said it to the things I put in line, my businesses, right, Coach Paul, I put in line to say the unnecessary yes. You watching this is like, to you, just a message. To me, it's a blessing to know that I can really be empowered to say no when I have to. It cost me my business. It nearly cost me my husband. It nearly cost me my mental state. So from 2019, ladies, listen to me. This is Challenges to Champion. From 2019, Coach Paul, I went through a season in my life that I was left to die after all the yes I said.
Yep.
And I wake up in 2022 and I began to look at my life and said, why did I even, you look like the Holy Ghost was talking to me like, remember, nobody did you anything. You just was ignorant not to see that there was a time you should say no. And even part of my ministry, of my coaching line right now, is I want to let every small business owner out there not to put no family, no friend, nothing ahead of your business finance, because they're going to cripple you. And when they do, they will leave you to die. They will just leave you right there. They will believe you didn't have to. But because you have no ability to say no, that is why you did all those years that was unnecessary. So this is, to me, like pulling out something I really didn't want to go to, but it's still good for making me know somebody's out there, empowering somebody not to do it like I did it. So in summer last year, my daughter have that tendency of doing just like me, like I've done all my life with his brothers, with her brother and sister. And that was me with my brothers and sisters till 2019, when I realized I was left to die. So I called her last summer and say, hey, that was 2023, when God is bringing me out of all this. I say, hey, sweetheart, I see you in me, and I don't want you to go through how I did it. You can say no. You are watching us right now, and that message didn't come up. I want it to come up in your spirit to know that you can say no.
It's so, and I love that you did that for your daughter, because Reverend Joy, it's so important. If you are listening and you have children or young adults who are around, we need to teach them that, because there's so much going on in life. There's so much pulled. There's so much. I mean, we're on social media, but there's so much social everything. They're looking and seeing people doing all this, and then we're thinking, oh, we need to do what they're doing. No, you don't have to. And when we can teach our kids that the power of the word no, they will show up for so many things in their lives that are more meaningful. And like you said, you know, our family, they mean well, but it's sometimes, I have, my father became racist towards my son. My oldest son was mixed race. We adopted him in a month old. Never, ever thought my father would become what he became towards my son. And so I had to set boundaries. And the boundary was a huge no. It was lock the gate. I loved you, my dad. I will honor you, will always be my dad. However, you are no longer to play in my ball game of life. because this boundary has to be set. So sometimes no has to be around difficult family situations, difficult family things that we have to face, but have the confidence to know that it's okay to say no. And I like what you said, that how you were showing up for the yeses and how they hurt you. And it's so true. When we say the yeses to the things that don't serve us, we're not only hurting the person we're saying yes to, but we're hurting ourselves more because we're not showing up for them the way they would really want us to, the way they see us and why they asked us to. And most important, we're not showing up that same way for us. So it's just like in business. We think in business that we have to help everyone, right? I used to say, I help women. Now, if you hear me, I talk about I help women over 40 because I can't, I would love to help everybody younger than 40. And I can help you if you're younger than 40. It's not to say I won't, but I know that my jam is women 40 plus who are looking back going, holy gosh, I'm getting ready to retire. I'm getting ready to close up my business and enjoy my retirement, whatever that is for you. And you're like going, I don't know what I want to do because I've done so much for everybody else. I have no clue what I want to do, right? I love to help them to find out what is that second act going to be like for them. It doesn't mean you have to sit in a rocking chair all your life and rock life away, but if you want to, I want to tell you how to do it happily, right? And how to say no to others because you want to rock in a rocking chair, right? But what you said is so important because those yeses harm you more than a no's can harm you sometimes. Yeah. I'm so glad you're doing that for your daughter. And let's talk about our young for a second. If you could create a safe space, these conversations that you had with your daughter, if you're listening and you have younger kids, I want to teach you something that I learned from a mentor when I lived in Virginia. Create something where once a week you do something with that each of your children individually. And yes, you may tell me, Pearl, it's 3 days a week. I don't have time. Make time. Because I'm going to tell you, as a mom who lost her son, I'm so glad I made that time. And I wish I had some more of that time. But make time to spend, go to lunch, go to breakfast, go to a park, whatever that is. But as they get older, and do it from the age of 0 up until they don't want to have, until you want to stop it. When they become adults, I still do it with my younger son. But create a space where you can have a weekly conversation with them, and it's a safe space. As they get older, you just remind them that, this table, this space is for you to share anything that's on your mind, good, bad, or indifferent, sex, drugs, rock and roll, whatever it is, share it with me because I want to help you through it. You will not get punished, and we will just talk about how to help you through it. Because if you can do that and create that space, you are opening dialogue for your kids to have with you. We're no longer in that generational trauma or that generational expectations that you can't talk to your elders, that you can't talk to your adults, that you can't have conversations with your kids. We're no longer in the stage of your kids in the corner because they're not old enough to have adult conversations. No, our kids, I mean, my kids are older. God bless those that are raising kids today. Our kids are being exposed to so much more information that is really used to be when we were growing up, adult conversations at a younger age. So you've got to create that space so they can learn what no means. They can learn that if a friend wants you to go, try this drug, it's okay to say no. And it's okay to let an adult know. They can learn that if this person is talking to you on the computer while you're playing games and they don't sound like they tell you not to tell your parents, that it's okay to come tell me. You're not going to get in trouble no matter what that person on the other end threatens. We have to create those conversations. And as you create those conversations, the learning how to say no, the learning how to set boundaries, those all come up in the conversations. And it becomes a powerful thing because you create in that young adult, that young child, the ability to have boundaries in their life, the ability to learn that they can come first in their life. And so, Reverend Joy, I'm so glad you did that with your daughter. I'm glad you saw that and called out to her.
Yes, I have to begin. I'm coming out of this place that I want to just forget every regret and now come with so many people who are going to be listening to me to just take yourself out of those regrets because they don't feel good. Imagine if those things could have stopped. I always say, like me, Reverend, who have known the word of God all my life, have helped a lot of people spiritually, but it brought a lot of burden and rejection and anger and a place of loneliness. And I was like, no, nobody else should go through this. Not even that time she was barely, let's say, she just turned 9, last year, which is the same last summer. I was like, no, you ain't going that road. And I'm telling you, she actually since then feels joy when she say yes to her brother and sister. I said, no, you can't, because she says this, yes, and or at the end of the day, she start crying. I said, no. So I watched it for like a while, going through my season, and I'm watching that behavior that is my pattern. One day I step and I call, I say, no, you can't always say yes. You have to know when to say no.
Yep.
And it took me like, I had a passion talking to her. And I said, did you hear me? She said, yes, mommy. I said, look, I gave her instance, which is what we do here. In Challenges to Champion, you bring your story, what led you to begin to know that it's a turning point. So I told her, I said, look at where my turning point was. When I checked the whole, how the whole thing happened and how it's happening right now, I realized that nobody should do it like me, not a soul. Even as you're watching us, you listen to the coach, go back and watch this video again if you didn't start from the beginning, because there just come to a time in your life when you have to make up your mind to say no. Regardless of who it is, what it is, set those boundaries and maintain them. Don't slack on them. You're not being wicked, you're just running with the timing. This morning I was reading one of the book I really love reading, 50, whatever, how many 50 something, wisdom of Jesus Christ, how he, as a leader he is, how he led. And one of them was knowing timing, knowing when to show up and when to draw back. And he had a moment that he had to draw back from the crowd to go refresh. He didn't overrun, knowing when to even take some sleep. That was how the book writer wrote it. So you're a leader. You think people just have to pull you left, right, and center, and there's no time to feel back yourself or have a moment with who called you to that ministry. You're just gonna break down someday. It happened to me. You're gonna lose your ear. It happened to me. You're gonna lose your mind. When they really, really need you, those who truly need you will not find you in that position. It happened to me. So our coach in the house that I told you guys earlier today, she's just one of the fires I love. And I just love listening to her because she challenges me to maintain what I decided to do more than almost 2 years now. No, there's room to say no. And we are going to say no, not just yes at all time. So don't let all the yes you're saying, ladies on Facebook, hurt you. It's time to start doing what? Saying no. And with that, I'm just going to let our coach tell us how we can. I know she has said it in between the speech, but I just want her to once again, directly tell you how to connect with her, what she can help you do, and all that she's doing for the year, and all the social media you're on, and if you have YouTube, all that we want to know.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so again, my name is Pearl Chiarenza, and if you're watching this on Facebook, it's so simple. Just send me a DM with the word SHERO, and I will connect with you and help you with. We'll talk more about what areas you want help with, whether it's come join our community. We have our SHERO community, whether it's be part of our 10-week course on positive intelligence and learning how to overcome people pleasing, or maybe you're a risk taker, whatever those saboteurs and judges are for you. Let's help you with that. Again, just DM SHERO. If you are somebody who loves podcasting, I have a podcast. It's also on YouTube. It's called Conversations with Pearl. So you could just go online and listen. I have amazing podcasts. We have amazing guests that come on. And then keep it simple, stupid. If nothing else, you can just email me at hello@wsliving.com. That's hello@wsliving.com. You could just type in the subject SHERO, and I'll connect with you and get you everything. We'll talk about a free cup of tea, and let's talk about where you're at in your life and what we can do together. But as far as social media goes, like I said, Conversations with Pearl all over. You can look that up. But I'm on what am I? TikTok, Facebook. I'm on Instagram as Pearl Chiarenza, and that's with a C. It's CHIARE, and like Nancy, Z like zebra, A. But nothing else. Like I said, you can just simply, if you're watching this, just DM me the word SHERO, and let's talk, because I want to help you become stronger, happier, empowered, radiant, and that original self you're meant to be as you put your cape on in your life.
Powerful, powerful. And every time I see your Chiarenza, I see my name. You can spell my local name up to the A. Chiamaka. I like, look at me.
I
Every time I
love it.
see your last name, yeah, that's so powerful. Anyway, that's just how we connect and how we love them and how we show up these days. Because hey, women is no longer the days to show up anyhow. You have to show up intentional. You have to show up direct. You have to show up to know your boundary. You need a peace. One thing I was telling my husband this one, I said, if there's nothing else you can say about our home, we have our peace. And that is the best part of everybody's life. So look for that place that you'll find peace and hold it on. And I'm telling you guys, learn from my mistake. Time to start saying no. Learn from our coach today, Coach Pearl. She said to us, repeat after me. No, we did it. That's the first thing we did. And I agree. I 100% agree with you. No, find 3 times in a day. That's what she said. I see all the women that just joined in. It looks so. Find 3 times in the day going forward when you just intentionally say what? No.
No.
Even sometimes people might think, do you mean it? Yes, mean it at these days going forward. Even if you maybe in the past you would have never have that boldness to say no to that person, just say no. And that is going to help your mind. It's going to help your brain. It's going to help your what do I even call your daily living. Because without no, you will know that anyway, I have better things to do with my time, which is going to yield more better side of you than just taking everybody on and destroy your business, your life, your mental, your spiritual. No. So what do we do going forward? Say no when you have
No.
to. No, when you have to. And that would be it, Coach. I always ask, what is that one thing you're going to leave for our audience? Maybe in the form of assignment, what to do today, or, a word of wisdom, and that will be the last for the day for you.
So I'm gonna I want what you told him to three times a day to find something to say no to. But something I would love for you to do is if the story resonated with you, and you haven't talked to somebody in a little while, and there's somebody that's on your mind, that just pick up the phone and call them and say hi, and don't email them, don't text them. Like if there's somebody you haven't talked to in a while, we're not promised tomorrow. Pick up the phone and just call them, even if it's been something of a challenge. Just be like, I just want you to know I'm thinking about you and I'm here for you. So if you can do that because you say yes to yourself, you're saying no to others, you can show up for those that you love.
That is so good. I love that. Pick up a phone today and call somebody that you're just thinking about, but you haven't reached out. Reach out to them today because you're saying those no. This is you now being, to me, it's like, Coach Paul, it's like I am in the driver's seat now. So
Yes.
I make my decision who to talk to and who I should actually give my time today. I love this. When women hear empowerment, they think it's something to go and oppress their husband with. It's not.
It's not.
It's wisdom
Yes.
that helps us grow to a better us. We even be a better wife, we'll be a better girlfriend, we'll be a better mom. Trust me, empowerment is not to go and oppress anybody, it's to gather wisdom. Oh my God, I love this.
That's
Oh my.
I love hear your
I
wisdom.
love it. Yes, it's to gather wisdom to be able to live stronger, better, and show up the true us, ever present, and just, bring out the best,
Best.
the best to be able to serve those we have called to, to
Yes.
serve. So it
Absolutely.
was so good having you in the studio today. Oh
Thank you
my
for
God.
having me.
And hey, the ladies are on fire. Like, I can see all their comments. Somebody will make a big sign of no with the
I
comment.
love it. Yay. Oh, Reverend Joy, this has been so much fun. I'm so glad you're doing this.
Yes, yes, thank you. And with that, we're gonna leave you guys. Remember, you can't go nowhere. We have the next speaker coming on at 11 o'clock, which is like 14 minutes from now. And also, we are going to be taking break after that. So, but stay put, don't go nowhere till we finish the last morning hour. So thank you guys. And thank you so much, Coach. Looking forward to doing more with you. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. Bye.
Yes. Bye-bye, everybody.